Welcome to our tour of the Alt Text as Poetry website, which is located at www.alt-text-as-poetry.net. This image shows my laptop open to the mostly blue Alt Text as Poetry website. My laptop sits on my light wooden desk. To its left is my favorite lamp, a glowing round paper lantern, which casts a warm glow, balancing out the cooler blue of the website. Through this video, we want to show some aspects of the site that wouldn't otherwise be obvious. So some of our inspiration, process, and ideas. The website we designed for Alt Text as Poetry has a dark blue background with white text and a bright, multicolored navigation with some flower icons sprinkled about. As I scroll through the site again, I'm remembering what led us to these visual decisions. But first, a little background. Pictured here is Taichi Wee, who is using his laptop comfortably on the floor, scrolling slowly on the Alt Text as Poetry website. Taichi wears a black bucket hat with embroidered flowers, which partly inspired the website's use of flowers. Taichi and I co-created the Alt Text as Poetry website. And this is me, also scrolling on the Alt Text as Poetry website on my laptop, but I'm sitting at my desk and wearing my favorite fall sweater with a turtleneck. My name is Laurel Schwolst. So to begin the website, the first thing we did was clearly state our collective goals. Number 1, the website will be accessible, parsable by a screen reader, easy and clear to use. Number 2, the website's tone will be genuine about its roots as an art project. It won't feel like the voice of authority. Number 3, the website will be economically made. Number 4, the website will rely heavily on text, most likely no images unless they're decorative or abstract. Number 5, the website will explain itself. If it uses any visual communication, it will be described in text. Since Taichi and I are visual designers and developers, we realized our biggest task was translating the tone into visual form. The tone wanted to be accessible, inviting, and joyful, so we first looked towards the visual design of invitations. Here are 3 images of invitations we looked at. The first is a card to someone's birthday. It has flowers scattered around the outside edges with centered cursive text. The second seems to be a Burberry fashion show. The invitation is actually a piece of knit fabric with the event information in cursive and flowers scattered about the edges. The third is a website invitation to a wedding designed by my previous student, Nita Patel. The text is large, centered, and brightly colored, and cute drawn icons are scattered around the page. We landed on using the motif of the flower. We saw the flower as inviting, as in the previous examples, but also literally. Flowers are invitations to insects so that they pollinate them. On the website, we wondered the best way to include flowers. Since one of our goals was relying mostly on text, we thought we could use text as material or visual shape. So we looked to Unicode characters. Unicode is a standard that lets people use any character or symbol from every language in the world. We looked up Unicode characters of flowers. Pictured are 4 different graphic Unicode symbols resembling flowers. Below each is its unique name and unique 6-digit code. As a test, we listened to Unicode. We put these flower Unicode symbols in a text file and let the computer speak them to us. A male-sounding computer voice says,
black floret, white floret, 8-petaled outlined black floret, 6-petaled black and white floret.
In terms of colors, we also relied on pre-named CSS colors instead of creating our own custom versions. We used yellow, yellow-green, tomato, cyan, silver, fuchsia, Peru, and pink. So far in this tour, I realize I've been the only one talking, so I decided to invite Taichi to my virtual room and ask him some questions. We met on a website called Whereby, where our smiling faces appear side by side on top of a pine green backdrop. So how did you test the website?
So while I was programming, I used Google Chrome with VoiceOver. That's the built-in screen reader for Mac OS. And I used it to test the accessibility standards that we implemented, like ARIA roles and labels. And just to feel out for any weird moments or sequences that could be confusing while tapping through the site. And then we received a round of feedback from Bojana, and Shannon also commissioned this person, Courtney Glonka, who's an accessibility tester. And they tested the site with iOS Safari and Microsoft Edge with the screen readers JAWS and VDA and VoiceOver. That's what they told us. And then they suggested that we use ARIA labels for the florets, so we labeled them with their CSS color names.
In this screen recording, I'm editing the website's code, where we used the Unicode flower symbol as a portrait next to Bojana and Shannon's bios. I'm typing an ARIA label for the flower so that a screen reader wouldn't just read it as white floret, but instead read it how we'd describe it in our own words, like a symbol of a flower consisting of 5 outlined petals and a star in the center.
What's your favorite part of the website?
Oh, so my favorite part of the website, I think, is that we made and maintained the site in HTML. And the nice thing about HTML is that it describes the information it contains, like how alt text describes images.
Here's a screen recording again of the website's code. The code is made up of nested blocks of HTML. When I click to expand one block, there are more blocks inside. The blocks are labeled by their place in the hierarchy of information, like section, or detail, or summary.
Thanks for experiencing our tour. We hope you like the site. Note that to make accessible websites, we rely on testing from others, so we welcome your feedback. Feel free to write us. Our emails are taichi@abundant.blue and laurel@abundant.blue. Thanks.